You live here?
Yes.
Well, maybe you know what a zombie is.
When a person dies and is buried, it seems there's certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
How horrible.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
You mean like Democrats?
Here's something you don't see every day, boys. That's right. Got us a little big block Chevelle action going on here. Oh, this thing wants to be taken out and driven, but boy, it's a handful. It is a handful. This is a car a few years ago that I put together, made streetable. It was a project that was never finished, but I did all the interior on it. Somebody other than me, though, put a 64 dash, I think it was, out of a Chevelle in this 66. And so, anyways, I fit the seats, the carpeting, inside interior pieces, trim pieces, everything. Fitted the console so I could use that. We could use that shifter. And right now I got the, remember SS hoods on these had the louvered things on them, but they don't work. Got them out. I want to see if I can get those things laser cut out or something. I want to see if I can make those things functional. Well, this is a new little project I'm starting. Just kind of getting some stuff together, but as you can see, I've kind of made my drill press into a poor man's Bridgeport, hopefully. But what we got here is, this is the, these are the cosmetic louvers that are on the hood of a 1966 SS Chevelle. And of course they're cosmetic, and these grills in here don't do anything. They're just cosmetic, like I say. So this is my job. Because this Chevelle has a big block in it and a 461 big block, it has a tendency to want to run a little bit hot, you know, when the weather's hot. So I'm trying to vent some of the heat from underneath the hood because it gets really hot under the hood, obviously. And so this is my little plan. I've jigged this thing up. I've taken and drilled. You see, we got these things under here. These are the studs that it mounts to the body of the louver, of the piece that actually inserts into the hood. And if you notice, it's at an angle. So I kind of drilled some, I had to drill the holes in this at an 18-degree angle to get it to sit down flat so that I could get this surface to be flat. And my plan is to take and drill out, just take and drill it out like that, and then take this mill here and kind of then router it out. Just router it out so that it opens it up. And of course then I have to do that to the corresponding other part of the louver. If you look, this is one of the louvers with the grill still in it, and it's has a nice paint job on it, as does the rest of the car. But then when I get the louvers cut out, I'm going to have to cut this section out of this piece here so that we can get some air movement through there. And hopefully when the electric fans kick on, it is going to push a lot of that hot air out from underneath the hood. And so that's what we're doing, guys. But what we have here is your basic 461 big block. Of course, why wouldn't you? And there's some stuff all there. This was not streetable, it wasn't drivable or startable or anything, but I completely redid pretty much the cooling system, the fuel system, all of it. I plumbed in a external oil filter and oil cooler, engine oil cooler, along with the 8 automatic transmission cooler. Over here, got a vacuum pump to help assist the brakes, vacuum the brakes. I got both the vacuum pump and the engine working to work the vacuum for the brakes. I put this whole radiator cooling system in it. Has 2 very large fans. This engine wants to get hot, boys. You know that. Anybody that's had big blocks, you get a 461 and it might very well want to run hot. Little line lock right there. Got her outfitted with your basic Holley 750. And it gobbles that thing. It wants to suck that carburetor right down the freaking engine with the gas and air too, I tell you what. But the fan system on this, I've got it set up so that each fan is its own separate system. And one comes on, and I think I got one that comes on at 190. And the other one comes on at like 205 maybe. But anyways, I got controllers here for those. Relays, got it set up with relays and fuses for them. These are powerful fans right here. When they're both running, it wants to pull that at idle. That wants to put that alternator in a negative state. But I suppose that can be expected. Nice set of hooker headers. I wish I could get this thing started. You'd love the way it sounds. This thing sounds awesome. Went and put all this together, mounted the battery here, master cutoff with it, put this whole gas tank system in. Somebody already had the cutout on the floor, but it wasn't much done other than that. Plumbed all the new fuel system for it, sender, oil, level gauge sender. Alright guys, a little follow up on the Chevelle. As you know, I was working on opening up those hood louvers a little bit, but in the meantime, here's a little peeky at our big block with all in all its glory. But as you can see on the inside here, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. You can see how I opened that up. And when this thing in the summertime, when it's hot out there, under hood temperatures are pretty hot. I mean, because it's got these hooker headers on it and that stuff. I've even tried to put some insulation on the headers themselves too, especially underneath that brake booster, because I wanted to make sure it doesn't cook it like it did the last one. But yeah, so anyways, I got the louvers put in. Let's take a look and see what they look like on this side. See, as opposed to what the factory ones look like, which are, like I said, were just cosmetic. They don't do anything. But now, as you see, I've opened them up and kind of finished those louvers so that they show the outlines, and the open spots on them are now evident. But at any rate, guys, I think they turned out pretty well. And of course, we got some aftermarket inserts for those, like the original stock ones. So if he ever wants to put it back for some reason to looking stock with those things not being cut out, that's an easy enough job to do. It only takes a few minutes, well, maybe 30 minutes to swap them out. But anyway, yeah, that's the SS Chevelle. And it's new. I got a lot of hours into those things, guys. I'll bet you I got 8 hours into each one of those. But at any rate, that's how those things turned out, guys. Thanks for watching.